Hello there, how are you doing today? I'm teacher Roxanne and I'm working for the online department of CMIC. I'm here because we're going to continue with our lecture, video lecture for Education Without Borders. And today we're going to talk about multicultural education.
So, to introduce you to the topic, let's break down the words. Let's start with multi and culture. What does the word multi mean? If we say multi, it simply means many or much. And as for culture, it means the way of life of a certain group of people. These includes their behaviors, beliefs, values, history, language, and many more. Now, the third word is education. Education. As students and education majors, what does education mean to you? Well, we can define it as the process of teaching learners to gain knowledge, skills, understanding, values, beliefs, and habits. And maybe you can add some more.
Okay, so taking into consideration the meaning of multi, culture, and education, what's the meaning of multicultural education? It means it is the process wherein all the cultures, the different cultures of your students are involved in the teaching and learning process.
Now, what are the things that we should consider in a multicultural education? Firstly, is the learning environment, that is, the classroom, the school. For the students to feel welcome to share their own cultures, it should support positive relationship between culturally diverse students. Secondly, the curriculum. Educators may modify educational policies, materials, and lessons that are unfair to the cultures of the learners to suit the goals of multicultural education. Thirdly, the teacher, that is you. As a facilitator, the teacher should be prepared and trained to handle the class according to the rules of multicultural education. And lastly, it is also important that the program will have proper support from the authorities, such as the government and school administration, for a bigger chance of success for the multicultural education.
Now we will be moving on to the goals of multicultural education.
Let's also get to know the goals of multicultural education. To sum up the objectives, we have two. The first goal is to prepare the students with the needed knowledge, attitude, and skills so they could live as a capable member of a pluralistic, democratic society. From the keywords pluralistic and democratic, pluralistic democratic society means a community wherein people with different backgrounds live together freely. The second and last goal is for the educators to help the learners who belong from different cultural backgrounds to be able to work together towards the benefit of all. That's why it says there to create a civic and moral community that works for the common good.
However, reaching these goals aren't easy because of some challenges that we encounter in a multicultural classroom. What are these challenges? Could you think of some?
The first challenge is the language and language barrier. Since the students, including the teacher, have diverse cultural backgrounds, there will be possibly a problem with communication in the classroom due to the differences in the spoken or written language. The next problem is teachers' misconceptions. Sometimes, due to the teacher's different cultural background, from that of his or her students, the teacher cannot avoid having mistaken beliefs about their cultures that might interfere with the teaching and learning process. An example is the idea that Asian kids are very good in mathematics. Well, you're Asian. Are you good in mathematics? If this misconception will be applied by the teacher, Asian students who are not good in math will lose confidence or perhaps pretend that he or she is good at it and not ask for help, which will lead to decreased performance in school. Another challenge is the students' behavioral norms. As culture includes habits that were practiced by the learners at home and constantly everywhere, we cannot avoid that they will also be showing and doing these behaviors in school and may affect their performance in some activities. Say, for example, some cultures don't let their females wear pants. Instead, they always wear a long skirt or dresses, no matter what they do or where they go. That includes the school, of course. This could be uncomfortable for them when they are required to do some physical activities. Number four is exclusion. The sad part in every multicultural classroom is the big possibility for some students to be excluded by their peers due to their differences. This may cause the student to be left out in some ways, or worse, feel depression because he or she is not welcome in the group. Of course, this does not happen to only one student in the class. And lastly, racism. We all have common knowledge of these, I'm sure, and perhaps may even practice this towards other people. The most common example is calling Black Americans niggers and not considering them Americans at all. This could be a big problem in the classroom if not corrected early, since it may cause bigger problems, such as fights and division among the students.
Alright, so for this video, we have finished multicultural education. We also had the goals of multicultural education and also the challenges that we could encounter in the classroom. So we'll end the first video with that. For the next video, we're going to talk about culturally responsive teaching.